You're back with another one. This time we got overpowered anime characters of 2020 by VinnyTube. Make sure y'all like the video, comment, subscribe. Like my video too, comment, subscribe. You know, do both. Both their video, my video, you know. And yeah, let's get to it.
One of the most divisive and controversial topics in anime history, the overpowered character. Personally, I like discussing them. They're not my favorite character types, but there's really this unique kind of enjoyment seeing some characters just play one-man armies or blow an opponent out of the water with insane abilities that they seemingly keep whipping out of nowhere. Whether you love them or hate them, overpowered characters are here to stay. The year 2020 alone has seen a lot of them, either on the side of good, evil, and some in between. Join me as I take a look at some of the most overpowered characters that made their presence felt this year. We're not doing a countdown from 1 to 10 this time, for the most part, because how can we order these monsters according to power without causing a whole power level and who would win debate? So hit that subscribe button and let's get the ball rolling on this list.
I wouldn't want to deal with it either. Yeah, that was mighty shocking.
The nickname says it all. Kaido is known as the strongest creature for good reason. One of the 4 emperors, this humongous being is one of the Straw Hat's toughest adversaries to date. Given how long One Piece has been going on, that's really saying something. I think that when it comes to the sheer intimidation factor, few can match up with Kaido in his overpowering and terrifying appearance. Even our heroes are no match, and Luffy does go down in one hit. And if that's not enough, he also has a devil fruit that allows him to transform into a dragon, making the monster of an emperor even more of a threat to all life. In this form, his blast breath is truly one to be afraid of. I wonder how this insane creature can be overcome once everything's said and done.
We'll see.
Time to praise the sun
very soon.
because our
Also, I'm currently in the middle of watching Dressrosa, and after the time skip, they got mad lazy. I really had a whole episode that was 7 minutes until some new stuff happened. The recap was 7 minutes long. I was like, bro, y'all got lazy as hell here. Looks like in Wano they picked it back up because the animation looked beautiful, but shoot, like it was like, bro, y'all just come on now. At least like let them take a break or something. Like, you know, go on a hiatus for about 3 weeks. Let them, you know, but like 7 minutes, that's kind of crazy.
Next overpowered character of 2020 is Escanor from the 7 Deadly Sins.
I think it ends after Dressrosa.
The latest season of 7 Deadly Sins, which aired this year, became famous and trending for a lot of the wrong reasons. A lot of it, unfortunately, has to do with how Escanor's fight got handled. However, that's got nothing to do with the state of the character that we're going to be focusing on. I'm sure that it's a given now that 7 Deadly Sins features an interesting take on shonen where everyone is overpowered. Then it makes sense to have someone to be a special kind of overpowered, as we can see with Escanor. At first glance, Escanor doesn't look like someone so overpowered compared to his peers, but with the help of some sunlight, the man turns into a beast. You just have to watch or read his fight with Meliodas to see that power in action. The two went blow for blow, but when the smoke's cleared, it's clear that Escanor has decisively won the fight. It's not easy to take down Meliodas, the leader of the 7 Deadly Sins, in battle, but Escanor did it to open up the year in dominant fashion. That makes him one of the most overpowered characters in 2020 in my book. We resume our list with another freak of nature in the midst of already powerful characters, Yujiro Hanma.
They could have took more time. Like, I wish they took more time. We were already waiting.
Goes in the world of Baki.
It's a Netflix show. Like, it's on Netflix, bro. That's where it's primarily like airing. So you can take your time. Like, I'm cool, Netflix, of waiting. You don't have to rush animation or anything, bro. You can get it look as good as possible. I'd rather wait. You know, like My Hero, I was cool waiting because the animation's clean. It looks good. Of course, October was kind of a long time to wait. From like it was like over a year. That was a long time to wait. But I mean, like now I'm happy about it because animation's clean. It looks good. So shoot, I was complaining then. I was definitely complaining then. I was mad because I was like, I want more of My Hero now though. Like I want now.
And like Escanor, you have to be a special kind of overpowered in order to stand out and make it to this list. Luckily for Yujiro, he's the undisputed strongest character in the series. No ifs, no buts. Yujiro is at the very top of the Baki tier list, and no one even comes close. Where else can you see someone who can defeat an entire army's worth of opponents by himself? He was just a teenager at that time, mind you, and fought his battles with his bare hands. He has an arsenal that consists of pretty much every martial art known to man. Karate, boxing, taekwondo, you name it. If it's not in his arsenal, he can just learn it and master it immediately. That's just how good he is. The scary part about Yujiro is that as insanely powerful as he is physically, he's also quite a cunning fighter. You'd expect a fighter that's all brawn and no brains looking at him, but come on, how do you think that brute strength alone would put him where he is right now? Speaking of taking on armies, how about taking on literal gods? Enter Tiamat. To cap off the thrilling ride that is Fate Grand Order Babylonia, our heroes take on literally the biggest enemy that threatens the continued existence of the human race as a whole. And they're not just taking on any god, they're taking on Tiamat, the mother of all life. And that title is not just for show. Initially dispatched with one noble phantasm, Tiamat emerges in her true form as she begins her march towards Uruk. A march that serves more like a countdown to destruction, as nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop her advancing. The good guys pretty much spend episodes throwing their best attacks at her to no avail, and even when she plunges down to where she's at her weakest, the hero still had a lot of trouble. In the anime, she only gets defeated with a combination of trait manipulating powers, having her power source hit, Talk no Jutsu, and Gilgamesh's Enuma Elish on her lone weak spot. What a raid boss it was, and the whole bunch of episodes for the boss fight was one of the most glorious sequences in the whole Babylonia series.
Okay. So he didn't want to use that on Shiro?
While we're not yet too far from Tiamat, the mother of all life
He
isn't
can't
the only
stop
one
that,
who lost just
to be
because
honest
of
with
all
you.
your powers combined attack. The same goes for Sword Art Online's final antagonist in War of Underworld, Subtilizer.
Shoot, Kirito on this list, bro. Nah. If anyone broken, it's Kirito. This man just be getting stronger. The god of video games.
Our heroes get one case of fake relief when Gabrielle, who logged in as Dark Lord Vector, got defeated by none other than Berkoli. Getting rid of a god account on the enemy side is such a big plus that it seems that the war has been won. Well, at first at least. The bad news for our protagonist is that Gabrielle isn't truly dead and that he's already learnt the truth of Underworld and how it works when he logs in with his actual gaming account, Subtilizer. In a world where willpower and imagination make everything possible, nothing can compare and stand up to the deranged machinations inside Gabrielle's mind. Being able to will and imagine every attack only adds to his already insane skills in gaming and real-life military experience. We already know that Kirito is overpowered, but even he needed to get bailed out multiple times in the decisive clash, only winning with ally intervention and the literal powers of every being in Underworld combined in his attack.
Okay,
Like Tiamat, it's unlikely that Subtilizer loses cleanly in a straight-up fight against anyone. Next member of our overpowered
Hold up. So does Sword Art Online Sword Art Online watchers, does that show even have any tension? Like, does shit matter? Like, it's all in a video game. And like, I know, see, like the first half of the first season, like they couldn't log out or whatever, but they're logging out and logging into like actual, like different accounts and everything. Like, so does this matter? Why are you even going through it? Like, what is the point? What's the, they probably have to save somebody again. But like, I don't know. At this point, if he's that strong, I'm like, you know what? I'm going outside. I'm gonna see y'all later. Beep. Take my helmet off. Like, that's the past life. I don't care anymore.
The cast maintains a sinister appearance. Fresh off a TV series debut, we have Rai.
ひざまずけこれが本来あるべき 目線の高さだ。
In the world of webtoons, there's a character synonymous with overpowered, and that's none other than Rai of Noblesse. First off, Rai is the Noblesse, the most powerful of the nobles, having woken up years into modern society and not lost a step. Kind of like another character that we'll be featuring further down the line, as a matter of fact. I made this joke in Rimuru before, but just look at Rai's wiki page and just look at that list. His mere presence is enough to scare people, and he has the powers to justify that reaction. Even in universe, it's agreed upon that Rai's the most powerful character, and the world of Noblesse has a lot of people that are no slouches in any definition of the word. Then again, with an appearance and a brooding aura like that, are we really surprised? Koreans sure love their overpowered characters. I say that because our next overpowered character is also a Korean creation. So now we move on to Jin Mori. Does God of High School's protagonist live up to the name of the tournament? Let's say yes.
I figured he was gonna be on here. Now I'm waiting for Unordinary to get an anime right now. 'Cause Unordinary is
God of High
heat.
School has had a turbulent
I love
run, the
Unordinary.
most out
That's
of the
the
summer
only webtoon
2020
I love.
shows, I'd say. No matter what your opinion on the adaptation is, though, I guess we can agree that for someone who got an ass-kicking as his motivation to enter the tournament, our protagonist here has flipped the switch in an astounding manner. God of High School really is an anime that's all about fights, and it's those fights that allow the anime team to at least showcase what Jin is capable of. He may not be insane as Rai in terms of power, but consider the fact that Jin is just a 17-year-old human. Right? Right? I won't be spoiling important plot points down the line, but without the benefit of hindsight, early Jin and his powers are a sight to behold. If you want to see more of him in action, please read the webtoon for God of High School. Trust me, the anime just doesn't show enough in the adapted episodes, and Jin's powers get even crazier the further you go into the webtoon.
Okay. That already looks kind of broken. I mean, like, who's beating that? Oh, I guess if he can do it, someone else can do
Our
it.
runner-up
too.
is
That makes sense.
Dengeki Bunko's poster boy for overpowered
Okay.
protagonists, Tatsuya Shiba.
I've seen this guy everywhere. He's broken.
What can Tatsuya not do, really? In Season 1, he brought himself back to life. He did the same for his allies. He can decompose all kinds of magic. He can win a shootout against a sniper using his pistol. He can melt a runaway truck from inside a building. The list just goes on and on and on. No wonder he became a meme character. Well, now that we've got a second season of Irregular at Magic
He's
High
the new
School
Kirito,
airing, expect
apparently.
to see more of the same. Having read the light novel, I'd say that his feats this season will be toned down a little bit. But make no mistake, he's still broken the protagonist that we all laughed at half a decade ago. Only a fool would underestimate the old God of High School. At least that's what I would have said had the next character not existed. Tatsuya would have easily topped the list, but his reign as the poster boy for overpowered memes gained a sudden new challenger this 2020. Look, for how overpowered he is, at least Tatsuya still does things within the bounds of logic in his world.
気づいたか心臓の鼓動だ
Bruh, at that point, you're not even a challenge. I'm guessing Overlord's gonna be on this then, because he didn't have a challenge either.
And the
killing
new
somebody
poster
with
boy
your
for overpowered
heartbeat,
characters in
dog.
2020 is Arnos Voldigode. Misfit of Demon King Academy really is the one-punch man of power fantasy light novels. We make memes out of Tatsuya, but even he had his ever-slight moments where he can't do a know-it-all. Not for Anos. In fact, a sarcastic person would say that Misfit of Demon King Academy's point is all about parodying the overpowered character archetype and exaggerating it to hilarious levels. I personally find merit with the character dynamics and the story in other ways to defend the show as not just being such, but come on, just look at his feats. He can't even die if he's killed. He kills people without contact only to revive them just so he can kill them again. He can transform people at will after beating them. The list just goes on, and I don't know if anyone else would fit the bill of being 2020's Mr. Overpowered than the Demon Lord member of the Dengeki Bunko trio. Oh look, we stopped at 9 characters. Do you have any character in mind to fill out the list so that we can read?
Oh, shoot. I have none. But if y'all have a 10th, put it in the comments. But because, my goodness, that these last two, like, they're so strong they don't even have to struggle. Like, that's crazy to me. That's what Deku gonna be in the future. Alright, he's so strong he's not gonna have to struggle. Cause, bro, Bro, I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. Oh, I love my hero again. Oh my gosh, that's what I was talking about. The animation waiting. Oh my gosh, bro. I just can't, bro. I'm gonna get out of here. Hope y'all enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.